Let me do a little introduction for this. This matchup is really interesting, guys, because if you haven't been paying attention to LCK, Kwangdong had a really miserable first week of games, and Taeyun, their AD carry, was a big part of that. He was constantly getting caught out, kind of like throwing games. And we expected more from this Kwangdong roster because they made some exciting moves. Mostly they brought in Cuz to the jungle from KT. And Cuz really did have like a very good last 6 months of 2023 in Worlds. Dudu was low-key one of the best top laners in the LCK and is the more veteran player on a roster full of young guys. Bulldog had shown some flashes, but, you know, was kind of inconsistent. Andal probably could have been better, but they brought up Bull, who's a new AD carry from their challenger squad. That's Bull on your screen right now. He is quite interesting as a player. He is a Draven specialist. Now, they beat D+ using Bull, which was super exciting. D+ tried to like ban away or like pick away the Draven, and they lost in the third game. They lost in the third game when Deft was playing Draven and they gave Bull Callista. And what's been fun is that Bull is really aggressive and he seems to be very kind of cocky and charismatic. So it was really fun watching him like pop off on stage afterwards. So he's very expressive. And, you know, talking to some of the Korean casters, the guys who were casting challengers last year, because I hadn't seen any Bull, they said he really was not very remarkable. But I looked up his lane stats, and even though his team was terrible and he had like a 22% win rate, he was ahead in lane by substantial amounts in 58% of his games. So I think he was kind of an overperformer in the laning phase. And maybe now that he's with some more veteran players like Cuz, who can shot call better, they may be able to better use his strengths. So like beating up on Deft in the first game was very impressive. Now, Kwangdong win this series 2-0. And that's surprising because D+ has been looking better and better. Last week, Showmaker had some really good games. They played, D+ played Gen.G very close. They almost 2-0'd that series. Ended up losing 1-2, but, you know, almost won game 2 as in addition to game 1. Showmaker had like a Kassadin pentakill last week. He was looking like he was in some of the best form since we've seen him play in the last couple years. So yeah, like this is like Andal was kind of bad too, but this is very surprising. Lucid is obviously the very hype rookie. So we kind of have 3 hype rookies in the LCK right now. You know, it started with Perfect over on KT, and then we've got Lucid, the new jungler replacing Canyon, who is really hyped coming out of Challenger. And then these were known as being very good. And then all of a sudden, Bull in like the last week has been very fun to watch. So that's where we're at coming into this match. So those are the stakes, guys. I'm trying to get better about like telling you guys what the stakes of the matches are. All right, so Bulldog. Sorry, there's 2 players named Bull something. Bulldog did play some Corki, no Ashe. All right, we're gonna take Rumble away from Kingen and Rel. Now, Lucid has also been playing Sejuani very well, but Sejuani is also frequently banned against Cuz because it's one of his best champions. He's like Sejuani Viego guy. That's kind of crazy to me they leave Callista up, but they're actually gonna take Senna? All right. There you go. So Wolf providing the context here that played a lot of different versions of Senna. So Orianna's still up here. Udyr taken by Kingen. They're actually going to go for the Aatrox right now, so saving some of their picks. So this will be, we're still on 14-1, so this will still be the double support itemization. So now the Orianna is going to be banned. Azir is going to be banned versus Bulldog. Niku's going to be banned. So it's just all targeted mid laners right now, and Trist. So LeBlanc for Showmaker. Classic Showmaker champion. This has been played less in the LCK than in other leagues. Like it's been played a lot in China and LEC, but less LeBlanc in LCK overall. Talia has been much more common in LCK than in other regions so far, and Viego. I mean, this is not surprising. Again, this composition is going to be very good at flanking, isolating a target with the wall or with a Nautilus hook or a Nautilus ult, bursting them, and then having Viego resets. This is just a Cuz composition. It's how he likes to play League of Legends. We know that. Lucid on the Lee Sin. So Sejuani just actually falls all the way through the draft. Very unusual for both of these teams to allow that to happen. All right, just trying to invade early, counter-invade on the opposite side. So what DK is trying to do right now is try and set up probably for some vertical jungling. They don't actually see anybody there. Why was the second support item never bought at the first buy? Because you would be all in level 1 and pooped on. There's so many level 1 fights that are going on, especially with the new map architecture and teams like wrapping around. You would actually just get shat on. Pretty passive early game. We're just seeing vertical jungling and kind of the map being split here. Yeah, I agree. The AD LeBlanc is like a little bit weird. considering that you don't have very much AP damage. It is true, though, that LeBlanc, even in AD form, does deal a decent amount of AP damage, but it does kind of feel like Frozen Heart itemization is just free as fuck here. Right, and remember that the Nautilus is going to have an abnormal amount of gold, so he's going to be able to build armor and get really good value because of the double support item. So he can stop at Bami Cinder right now and do what LS says and build Frozen Heart, which is definitely more efficient. All right, so 6 Void Grubs over now. Very slow early game.
Look at this. He's like, I'm going to try to get him. Let me just try this. Boom.
I mean, there's no counterplay there. You don't flash that because you're dead.
He also had a control ward there.
Cullen going to be utilized, but let's check this out and see whether King can survive. Teleport going to be used from Showmaker to try and get himself in here to help out, and he does make it towards the top lane.
All right, forced TP out of Showmaker. So 1 for 1. The game is super close, like only 200 difference right now. I agree with Wolf. It was a bit of a waste to go ahead and use that. There was very little counterplay, especially when you are considering there's possibly a Senna ult coming in from the bot lane.
First, that's not the big spike, but it is a small one.
As Lucid is going to look to come over. Blastcone gets himself out of there. Not going to be kicking anyone just yet. I was thinking that maybe that would be a play, but there weren't anyone around. There wasn't anyone around, if I was going to say it correctly. His chain is going to connect onto Bull. Showmaker almost gets it.
What?
Wow! That pick.
What was that hook?
Showmaker almost gets it. And wow! That pickoff was...
That looked so janky, guys. I wonder if this is just a graphics bug and it actually hit the hitbox before he flashed. I fucking love Nautilus, man. Look at this. How does this hit? It like, is it a wrong angle and then it just teleports to him? It's also the Z-axis. I don't know, man. I mean, it shouldn't be that long anyway. I think it's a visual bug. I think he was hooked before he flashed, maybe. Or like the flash was buffered after he was hooked.
That pickoff was incredible from Ondil. And there goes Kellen. But now, Cuz looking to pop off into that backline. He picks up the kill.
All right, let's take a look at this more in depth from Kwangdong. Because, you know, they don't have Senna ult here. You know, they don't have Viego ult. And D+, okay, so there's no culling on this side. But Bulldog gets the first rotation in. And you can see right here, and they have the push up. So right now, this is actually a 4 versus 3 on this side of the map. No top laner is going to join. All TPs are down. So they're able to clear out vision. Place Pink Ward here just to prevent them from seeing how low the Drake gets. Aiming's finally coming over, but it's just too late. You know, right now, you can smite right there. And then he gets the hero hook. I mean, D+ is doing the right thing and trying to disengage, but after the Milio gets hooked, I mean, what are you going to do? Like, Kellen uses heal. He uses Milio ult. You can't flash after you've been hooked. Even, you really? Like, I wouldn't think so either, but maybe there's like a fringe case where it's like buffered or something like that. I'm just speculating because it looked really janky. Yeah, aiming here, they need to just sacrifice Milio and get out because him coming into the back line when Cuz and Andal are there to peel for him, like best case scenario, you kill Bull, but you're still going to be in a really rough situation. So like aiming can't play fucking flanking Lucian into a CC heavy front line like that. That was almost a janky hook too. What? Lucid, my friend. Oh my god, the big knock-up from Dudu. Uh-oh, here's the resets. Reset City. Reset City. Oh, God. What was Lucid doing, man? What is he doing? What is he doing, Lucid? You've been so good. Why are you like this? My guy, what is the plan here? Are you going to kick Bull this direction? Dude, you pop out right next to a fucking Nautilus. He just autos you, and you get stunned by Viego. Press the attack on him, just vaporized. Really good reaction by Kwangdong, but super puzzling. That's a giant case of Lee syndrome right there.
Plus are in big trouble now. I mean, this is a turret going down in mid. With all those Void Grubs, they can just demolish it so quickly here.
They've got 6 stacks of the Void Grubs too, so D+ just running it down, honestly. They're just taking turns running it down. Dom said he failed some skill cancel. I mean, I'm not sure what skill he's trying to cancel there. Because he knows he has vision of the Nautilus. The ward W fail? Oh, yeah. All right, so he places the ward down so he could actually W back over. But there's still no point to doing this, guys. Like, what he wants to do is use Q2 and then, like, sweep back over to using the W. But, like, there's no point to doing this. Like, let's be very clear. This is still dumb to do. So he wants to just, like, whoop, but you can't do that. There's literally no point to doing that. Like, what's the best case scenario here? Like, Bull, you know, Bull had already used Flash, so you're not going to draw a Flash out of the Senna. You're not going to draw a Flash out of the Senna. The Nautilus doesn't care, so he's not going to react to this. So I don't know what he thought was going to happen. So maybe I'm missing something, guys, but I don't see the upside to doing that. You didn't, like, draw out a summoner spell. There's no real ult you would get out there. Maybe, like, not ult? It was not ult. Not ult was up, but, like, best case scenario, you get not ult, but you might actually just drag not ult back in your into your team at that point in time, right? Because it's targeted, and then Dudu, like, engages on you. So, I don't know, guys. Who knows? I agree with you guys that he was trying to cancel Q2 with W hop, but why? I don't know why.
Yeah, and now Showmaker is looking for Bull. He mimics over, and Bull's taking a lot of damage. He will get snared. Dawning Shadow comes in. Lucid trying to get the fight happening onto Andil here as Showmaker finishes the job. There's the kick for the mini stun.
Yeah, this is way too much forward pressure, especially because, like, this is silly. Especially, you know, Bull is a rookie, but you're looking at a highly mobile composition when you don't have Flash. And you know, you've got Bulldog and Cuz up here trying to take the turret, and you want to find an opportunity to use Rift Herald. So this actually just depressures the entire map. They use Herald up on top side, but it causes Cuz to have to come down here and try and salvage the situation. You can't get max value out of Herald now.
And Showmaker finds Bulldog. The chains are going to land, and those rocks do absolutely nothing. Over the wall he goes.
And the pick potential of this composition. Credit to Lucid and Showmaker. They're working together well in order to try and salvage this game.
Will cost them this inner turret in mid. Finally goes down.
The first one for D+, and Cuz looks for the steal, doesn't manage to get it. Fire kick is decent. Try and push away this Viego.
Still a pretty healthy lead for Kwangdong. I mean, I think this is salvageable because you can kind of get incremental advantages by punishing bad positioning. And Kwangdong has actually not had the greatest positioning, right? They haven't been putting pressure down properly. Like, the play that needed to happen was they had to get Herald down top first, get this turret, and start pressuring up here, because right now there's a timing window where there's not a lot of threat. Like, this turret is dead. The Herald's going down. It's very low to begin with. So you can give that up, and they actually find a way to trade effectively for it, right? Because remember, they have 3 people on the bot side of the map also pushing. So this is why you have to be very careful as a team at the professional level, how you're syncing minion waves and how you're applying pressure. Because good players will find those openings. I guess we're just going to play for Mountain Soul. Kwangdong just opting to going slowly here. They don't really have the fastest Baron take, so I guess it's pretty respectable. Yeah, they've only gotten a couple of picks, and now that Bull just has everybody surrounding him 24/7, the difficulty to engage is, like, Talia's so good here, because it really does limit, like, your ability to engage with champions like Lee Sin and LeBlanc, right? Limits your mobility so much with their E. You also have targeted CC with the Nautilus. Very, very hard to get some of the poke damage down now. You know, Kingan's just been entirely useless this game. He's now down in 50 CS. Tristan is better. Well, Tristana was banned, so.
This is going down lower and lower. I don't think they're going to commit.
Yeah, it's so slow. So slow. You play for Soul in 2.5 minutes. There's no point in throwing the game right now. Wait, has Reckless played for T1 already? Yes, he has, and I'll do you one better. He's lost every match. They've lost. T1 Challengers has lost every match with Reckless. They are bottom of LCK Challenger. Oh, they won one? Oh, when did they won this week? Oh, man. All right, I'm wrong. They're still bottom of the league, right? Why did Udyr build Koenig? Rookern? So LeBlanc still does do some AP damage, but I agree that it's not great. And, like, are we really concerned about tank Udyr's AP damage? No. Yeah, I'm surprised to see Cuz building MR. He's been so good this game. Why is he concerned about MR? It does seem very wacky in this particular game with the almost all AD composition to build Rookern.
He's going to connect onto the Udyr, who runs away and continues running. Dudu on the flank angle, though. He's Shield is going to be broken. Kingen still going to get hooked back. The ulti from Kellen trying to save him. No one's died really just yet. As Showmaker.
Oh, man. Aiming stunned himself.
And now Lucid able to get himself out of there. The Culling doing so much work. And D+ just sort of out-sustaining in this fight. The Chain's not going to be able to find their mark. Kwangdong freaks. I mean,
it's a good flank from Aatrox. So they get the hook to start this fight. LeBlanc tries to poke the back line. Dudu is here, coming over the wall, already ulted. Cuz is here. Gets a stun onto... Aiming doesn't really do anything in this fight. Kick back, Senna ults over everything. Now Bulldog cuts him off a little bit, puts the E down onto Aiming and Lucid, so they can't dash. Aiming dashes over, stuns himself, hurts himself. Cuz almost actually gets out of that. So D+ actually kites that out pretty effectively, and Cuz is the one who ends up dying. Lucid had a very good kick onto Viego. And honestly, Kwangdong needs Viego alive, and this is smart of them to back off because they are so based around Viego resets. They did not have to take that fight, by the way. They could have just pushed up mid lane and then chunked out. Because, like, what happens here, right? Let's talk about this. So they get the hook, deal some chunk damage. Bulldog gets chunked a little bit. And at this point in time, you can actually, you don't have to come in and fully commit to this fight. You can try and come in and just chunk them out. Because honestly, right here, this is when you can just back off to Drake, right? And take vision control of Drake. You don't have to actually commit fully to this play. You've chunked King into half, and yeah, he's Udyr. He'll get his HP back. But Cuz also is playing too aggressively because he needs to stay alive for the resets, and he needs to coordinate who the target is so that can happen. Lucid saves this fight 100%. Lucid has been so good at team fighting, guys. Like, he is so good at reading the play and peeling and making the correct target selection. It's been really amazing to watch a rookie as good as this in these team fights.
Cuz is looking to try and kill Kingen, who is, I think, dead, guys. Yep, not going to go anywhere at all. Does have a big old shield. It's going to take some time, but he is still dead. Dudu collects it. And now deep Drake. Oh, there.
What is Bulldog doing, dude? They have no vision. Again, credit to Showmaker and Lucid. They actually have made this game much more competitive than it has any right being. They're just fishing right now because you can use Talia Wall to try and get a pick because you're going to have it back up by the time the soul spawns. And you can see how hard it is for D+ to actually win on these pushes as long as Kwangdong is together and staying behind their front line and watching their flanks. 114 souls on Senna. Nah. Again, you play for soul. Like, don't fuck it up for a third time, Kwangdong. Ball positioning has been so incredibly good. I mean, in some of the team fights, he's been out of position on the map, which is why he died, which is actually a pretty big problem.
They're trying to break it. They're still looking for a little bit more here, though, as depth charge does come in. Aiming is there.
Oh my god. Aiming just gangbanged. Oh my god, they hit him with everything. They hit him with everything. Kellen absolutely saving this fight, by the way. Because, like, they do an excellent job. Aiming steps up, gets Nautilus ulted. Cuz comes in from the flank. Chain CC, Senna ult, gets stunned, gets hit by Dudu on the side. Kellen uses ult. Aiming flashes out, hook in, and then Kellen knocks him out. That was Lee Sin kick, actually. That was Lucid, man. Lucid, so good. Lee Sin kicks him out and then CC's Dudu at the same time. Because I think if Nautilus lands the auto there, then finally Aiming is dead, right? Because he doesn't have time to actually get the auto route down. Because I think Aiming dies if he does. That was super good peel from D+.
Weaver's Wall coming on in here. Seismic Shove throws Kingen over. He is tanking for a really long time, and in fact, he's able to walk it off. Sometimes you just walk it off. I don't know. Kellen, not. I
mean, Kellen doesn't have anything. They don't have any survivability left, unfortunately. They used it all to, like, just not die during that team fight. It's free Baron. Yeah, I think the draft, you know, looking at how this is played out, draft is a pretty big problem this game for D+. And, you know, especially that dragon fight that Aiming kind of ran it down in gave Kwangdong such a huge lead. And the scaling is just out of control. And, you know, once Kwangdong is grouped, it's very, very hard for D+ to actually kill anyone. Showmaker would be better off going full AP, probably. But I don't even think that's enough, guys. I don't think that's enough. Like, remember, Cuz is actually built weird, the world's slowest Baron here.
here. This Baron is going to Kwangdong Freaks. It's a beautiful Baron play as well. And yeah, you might sacrifice a GA, but maybe they could still win the team fight. It's Kingen in that front line trying to tank it up, but the Melio once again explodes.
There's so much protection for this Senna, and she's just huge in the back line now. And here we go. Viego resets.
But the resets are going to come through. Cuz able to get himself over towards the Dawning Shadow as the double kill comes forward. And Showmaker, he's not going to be able to do anything. Cuz and him swap positions. The
nicely played by Cuz. Oh!
Manages to get it.
Oh!
The ace comes down. And Kwangdong Freaks will take game 1.
Bulldog coming off the Taliyah wall. That was fun. Have I heard of Leandri's into tank Taliyah build? I have not. I have not heard of that build.
Win the subsequent play and take out the Nexus. What a win.
All right, so Rel banned again, the Lucid special, not something that Cuz has really been working on. Vi and Rumble and Corky, and now the Senna ban coming through. So Bull gonna pick the Lucian. Interesting to see the Lucian priority over Callista. Like, Bull has actually shown quite a bit of proficiency on various different AD carries. Kingen has been playing a lot of Aatrox recently, but they just really want this Aatrox. I mean, Dudu did well into this matchup in the last game. Okay, affiliate. Nope, Tristana. Tristana was banned in second rotation last time. So what are we going for? AP jungler here? Are we going to ban Maokai? Ban Maokai. Ban Maokai? Sejuani picked here. I think they knew that this was going to be a Sejuani pick if they didn't take it away. All right. Poppy prevents Sejuani. Q engage. Helps against the Tristana. And back to Taliyah. Kog'Maw. Huh. So we haven't seen Kog'Maw Melio, but in theory, Kog'Maw W range is actually crazy, right? With Melio. And the question too is like, Malignance should work with Kog'Maw R. So I'm wondering now, we haven't seen this, but if we look at this composition, it does make me wonder if this is like a Malignance Cog build, because it should proc with R, right? And you're going to want some additional AP damage. It's going to be dangerous though, because the Lucian Nami Poppy dives could be absolutely brutal. Depends on if Udyr's Phoenix. Udyr's always Phoenix. Spoiler. Top Udyr is always R-Max. Yeah, fascinating. I like D+'s experimentation. They've been one of the more interesting teams in terms of team comps in the league. I wonder if they're still going to go double support item here on first back. I appreciate the observers are giving us a lot of looks at this lane, because this is obviously very interesting. And as we thought, focus on bot lane early, attempt at creating pressure, Lucid shadowing. Oh, wow, he almost got the stun. Force flash, thanks to W. Wow, Bulldog just had enough mana for that. Pyosik is playing just as good. No. Go watch the last 2 games of the Telecom War and tell me Pyosik is good. Go, do it. Just because he's had some good games, and Pyosik has had some good games, doesn't mean that the Pyosik fucking roller coaster doesn't exist. It makes sense to, I think, have the Blood Song here, because you can just press W and press the attack, right? With the extended range from Melio. Yeah, seems like it'd be good. Yeah, this matchup has been really good. I mean, D+ has been first rotationing Udyr, and like Dudu has been like winning this matchup. You know, not succumbing to the pressure, pushing very aggressively, getting tower dies off.
Playing aggressively, and now looking to try and get himself out.
All right, trying to disengage. Well played, actually. That was a really well played sequence. They don't even know this is happening. I think they suspect it's happening. I think they suspect it's happening when the Kog'Maw starts to walk up this aggressively. Like, aiming telegraphs this. And, you know, Lucid's not actually waiting for his Q cooldown either. So he gets chunked out by the culling, can't continue to walk forward. They do a good job of splitting. Tidal Wave, Flash. Lucid doesn't have Q because he just used it to come over the Dragon Wall. I really like the aggression we're seeing to get this Kog'Maw ahead, because like you can just imagine kind of the nightmare scenario if this Kog'Maw comes online, right? Showmaker also just, I mean, everybody coming down here and trying to make this work. Showmaker gets wall banged. Actually, that's huge Poppy ult. Cuz played that really well.
Who was able to get him out of dodge before he vacated the area. And that is going to be D+.
Bulldog here, like 10 years too late. Wastes ult, doesn't take plates. So it's Blade first. I'm watching this build. Is it Blade Malignance? Cuz top 3 jungler? We'll see. He's doing very well. He was definitely last year. You know, Owner was actually actively bad in Summer Split of last year. He's the worst member of T1, especially without Faker. So Peanut, I think, was #1, but Cuz was probably #2 last summer. Bull doing a really good job of just chunking out when he sees the opportunities with culling. No, casters are not eligible for SAG Union. membership. I actually looked into that. Oh, Lucid, no!
He's very young, so driving may not necessarily be his forte.
No, Lucid's a jungler who's played 100 games of solo queue since at least 100 games of solo queue, 200, 300 games of solo queue. As a jungler, you should be driving that thing more than anybody else. He absolutely should not make that mistake in the 3rd week of the season.
This next fight.
Okay, well, that's just a dead doo-doo. Didn't have flash, didn't have any way out, and Cuz also now in trouble. Look at the damage from aiming. Living Artillery flying over. The tidal wave is going to get Cuz out of there, and now Bull looking to try and get even more aggressive. Keepers
all right.
Comes down, gets rid of the
nice Poppy-ult. He's going in, gets the Q on him.
Now missing. Kellen has to flash.
Woo.
Sorry, the Cogmore stayed line as well. But
all right, good angle for Talia.
that is going to be the important thing. Can break off a lot of these targets aiming. No flash, no way to get over this wall whatsoever. Living Artillery means that he doesn't really need to worry.
Chains pulling Lucid back. Oh.
Infernal Chains come in. King and tanking up a lot.
Oh man, that Udyr empowered aura there.
Can he actually take it away? The answer's no, Cuz just too cool.
This D plus just trying to force something.
All right, there is the fadeaway jump shot from Lucid. Looks for Andil. He gets blown away.
He doesn't even have a chance. He doesn't even have a chance to use tidal wave.
I like this D plus just trying to force something.
And this is crazy. This is crazy by Kwangdong. You have been chunked out and you are walking into a pink warded brush when they're just trying to take down mid turret. Like, hold the W, Kwangdong, for God's sake. You know, if Kog'Maw had been here, this would be an entirely different issue. Like, Cuz knocks Kog'Maw away. You know, if the Poppy ult doesn't hit here, if the Poppy ult doesn't fit here, I think Kwangdong might just like straight lose Baron. Like, honestly, because they're face checking this brush, and if the Kog'Maw is here, they're going to be able to run all these guys down and then take Baron at spawn. You know what I mean? Like, that is a super dangerous situation. Like, Kog would absolutely clean that up. I do not like that at all from Kwangdong. They save mid turret though, and they only trade their support for it, so actually worth for Kwangdong, but very risky, I think.
I may have to hold my thought. This might have a dive.
Yeah, Bull taking a fair bit of damage here as in comes Cuz. Seismic shove on that.
Oh my God.
And that gets rid of Showmaker. King is now running for his life.
It's absolutely huge. They get too desperate to take down this turret. I mean, what's been interesting about the way Bull has been playing this matchup is that every time aiming walks forward to try and use Cozy Campfire W, that's when Bull pops the culling and chunks him out. So he never actually gets an opportunity to use the range. I think Bull is playing this extremely well, guys. Especially because this is a non-meta pick, and he's probably having to think about this on the fly. Right, but also, right here, the timing's perfect, because Cuz is right here, catches Showmaker, Q, has W. You know, if you get the Poppy on top of you as the Tristana, it's just fucking Jover, man. I haven't been super thrilled with Bulldog's Talia, but that was a very good one. I mean, I think his ult timings have not been super good. He's been getting caught out, especially a lot in the last game, but this game is better. But you absolutely do not greed for the turret right there. I think this is so psychotic from Kwangdong, guys. I think this is so psychotic. It is so greedy to take this fight. Like, I understand they know that Kog'Maw doesn't have flash, but if Kog'Maw doesn't get hit by that, oh lord, this would be such a problem. Cuz is the real hero here, by the way. Cuz is making all the plays. Here comes the Kog'Maw gank. Here he is.
Going to be able to stop it. Living Artillery, of course, pretty frustrating there. As aiming takes up 2 turret shots.
What?
And then, yeah, he's going to get...
What? No!
And they get Baron! It might be happening. The upset might be happening, Atlas. Warning.
Dude who has TP.
Glacial Prison does get in there. He gets over the wall. It's pretty low, but there's the
Cuz is fucking legend, dude. Cuz won this game. I mean, okay, let's talk about this. Baron's up, guys. Baron's up. Like, why are we AD carry ganking the bottom side of the map with your, with your Kog'Maw? By the way, Kog'Maw has no summoners. Kingen does troll this, though. Like, why isn't Kingen taking aggro? Why are they not waiting for the wave?
A little bit unforgivable. You got no wave, my man. Good flash buffer here into the
Aiming, throwing. Watch Cuz here. So as Poppy, you don't want to stand behind the Baron because then all the spikes hit you, right? But as the Baron's getting low, popping W so that he can't come over the wall. Now he tries to make sure he can't get over the wall at all, but failing that, he just immediately channels his ult, 2300 HP, perfect secure. You know, Cuz is not known as a Poppy player either, so let's take a look at this in the bot side. So Kingen actually has turret aggro here. You see the first shot heading over his way. Then he walks out. He walks out and it re-aggroes onto aiming. So it was not a good play regardless, guys. Regardless, it's not worth it to attempt to make that play. Kwangdong has made a lot of whoopsies in this series that I think are going to be punished by good teams, right? Like, it hasn't been the cleanest, especially in the way that they've tried to close and apply pressure, but, you know, it's been pretty good. It's been a lot better, that's for sure.
Then I see signs of life in a team like this where something is clearly clicking this week, and you see Bull is pumped as hell when they're making these plays. That is the sign of a team who's shown growth over this break over the weekend and might be looking for that 3-game streak. Taking out D+ here. Big wins in this one. Look at that shove again. Aiming has to flash back.
Yeah, you love to see it. Like, I was hyped for Kwangdong coming in because of the rumors and because I thought, all right, like, this is year 2 after having kind of a rookie roster. And man, Bull has really been he's been the juice, man, that this team needed to really get going. Oh man, I kind of hate the Ginsu second. I was really hoping we'd see Malignance, considering we have a mid Tristana. Maybe this is just the best build. I'm not super well versed on the new Kog'Maw builds. Obviously, it's not a champion we've seen a lot in professional play or at all. But based on the Corki builds, I would have thought that, like, Blade Malignance Eclipse would be pretty sick. Yeah, Bulldog's Talia has not been great. He's certainly not one of the better Talia players in LCK.
Actually gets caught a little bit better over that Weaver Swan. He goes down. Speaking of going down.
Yeah, Dude is going to have to press his ultimate button. Kingen's going to come on over as well. They have a fair bit of CC in this area. And Dudu will, I
mean, Cuz has made all of the plays this game. Like, let's be very clear, Cuz is the real hero of this. But Bull played the matchup into Kog'Maw super well, and he actually, with the culling every time, has prevented the Kog'Maw from being super oppressive or for getting a bunch of poke damage down. So you have to give Bull some credit here. I think he's playing into this very nicely.
So 2 minutes time. Yeah, and they're going to need a whole lot more than just that. It's now D+. All 5 stacked up, running away from Bull, who, like you said, just playing so aggressively. Bulldog does find the shot.
Actually get the W.
Lucid, and he throws out the ultimate. They're looking for Cuz, but he's not the target that they want. Bull able to stand up and say...
Mikhail's instantly used by Nami onto Poppy. I just have no pressure the entire time, and dude is just on the Drake. They have no engage because Sejuani ult is down. Giving up that Baron was so deadly. Man, it's too bad because I really wanted to see how the game plan actually evolved for D+, but giving the Baron was disaster. Oh my god, Cuz! Holy smokes. Cuz is fucking playing out of his mind. Oh man, I love Poppy too, so that made me very happy. That's a really good bait by Kwangdong. It's a really good bait. Ah, yes, the old triple knockup. Forces Showmaker to flash because of Poppy W. He E's to a minion, guys. W's. And then... What a legend. Does he have to flash for that? It's a fucking hero game from Cuz, my god. Yeah, shout out to Cuz. I know a lot of the hype's around Bull, and I think Bull did play well, but Cuz played out of his mind this game. All right, guys. I think that Kwangdong is still obviously making quite a few mistakes. I mean, they're getting caught out a little bit more than they should have. Maybe not playing out their advantages perfectly. They did get picked off. I think game 1 was a little bit of a draft diff that made it very difficult for D+. And then, you know, some of those macro mistakes by D+, really, especially the Kog'Maw dying in bot, really like opened up the opportunity to take the Baron there. So bit of an oopsie. But yeah, overall, really good play. It's encouraging to see Kwangdong doing better, obviously, because we want, you know, a more competitive league. And this is a very fun team to watch at the moment. But really, like, Bull's been doing well. Cuz has been doing super well. Dudu's been playing super well. Bulldog, maybe not the most impressive, getting caught out a little bit more than he should, potentially. Andil also looks better. All in all, definitely a fun time to be a Kwangdong Freaks fan.